I wonder about the pushback from existing industry, from the guilds.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're the AMA, for example, you mentioned medical advances. That's something that makes sense to me for diagnoses, which really is just a matter of sorting the data, like what's most likely.
That's right.
And a machine can always do that more efficiently and more quickly than any hospital or individual doctor. So like, and diagnosis is like the biggest hurdle.
Yes.
That's gonna actually put people out of business, right? If I can just type my symptoms into a machine and I'm getting a much higher likelihood of a correct diagnosis than I would be after 3 days at the Mayo Clinic. Like, who needs the Mayo Clinic?
I actually have a concrete story about that. I've dealt with like a chronic issue for a couple of years. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on doctors out of pocket, get like world's experts and all of that.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yes. And they couldn't come up with a right diagnosis. And eventually, it took me like writing a little bit of software to collect the data or whatever, but I ran the AI, I used the AI, I ran the AI once, and it gave me a diagnosis they haven't looked at. And I went to them, they were very skeptical of it. And then we ran the test. Turns out it was the right diagnosis.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. It changed my life.
That's incredible. But you had to write the software to get there.
Yeah, a little bit of software.
So that's just, we're not that far from like having publicly available.
Right. And by the way, I think that anyone can write a little bit of software. Right now at Replit, we are working on a way to generate most of the code for you. We have this program called 100 Days of Code. If you give it 20 minutes, do a little bit of coding every day, in like 3 months, you'll be good enough coder to build a startup. I mean, eventually you'll get people working for you and you'll upscale and all of that, but you'll have enough skills. And in fact, I'll put up a challenge out there. People listening to this, if they go through this and they build something that they think could be a business or whatever, I'm willing to help them get it out there, promote it. We'll give them some credits and cloud services, whatever. Just, tweet at me or something and mention this podcast and I'll help them.
What's your Twitter?
Masad, AMASAD.